Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. My name's James and I represent Tennessee Tourism here in the UK and Ireland. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to give you a real quick taster of Tennessee, which I hope will encourage you to go on and dive a little deeper into the state for yourselves. So if you're ready, let's get started. Tennessee can be split into three distinct regions, and it can be really helpful to have an understanding of those when creating an itinerary through the state. Starting on the banks of the Mississippi River, we've got West Tennessee, and this is where you're going to find Memphis, the home of the blues and the birthplace of rock and roll. Next up is Central Tennessee, and that's the home of the state capital, Nashville, as well as the historic town of Franklin and the home of Jack Daniel's whiskey, Lynchburg. Lastly is East Tennessee, and this is where you're going to find the city of Chattanooga, Knoxville, and the most visited national park in the US, the Great Smoky Mountains. Nashville is the home of country music, and it's also home to the largest singer-songwriter community in the world. There's over 180 live music venues throughout Nashville, giving you plenty of opportunities to see these incredible artists, and many of the venues are completely free to enter too. The famed Honky Tonk Bars on Lower Broadway play live music all day long from 10 AM through until 3 AM in the morning. There's not enough time to go through all my favourite places to visit in Nashville, but the Country Music Hall of Fame, RCA Studio B, Grand Ole Opry and the Bluebird Cafe are definitely a few I'd recommend checking out next time you're in Nashville. Memphis is the home of the blues and the birthplace of rock and roll, and one of the biggest draws to Memphis is of course Graceland. Now, if you're planning to visit Elvis's former home, make sure you leave yourself at least half a day to get around everything. There's a lot to do there. And the same applies to the National Civil Rights Museum at the Lorraine Motel, which is actually one of my favourite places to visit in the city. The original facade of the motel remains, and the Lorraine Motel was the location of Martin Luther King's assassination back in 1968. And you can still actually see the room he stayed in as it was left the day those events took place. East Tennessee is all about the great outdoors, and it's a great place for single travellers, couples and families. In Chattanooga, Ruby Falls is a must-see, and whilst Ruby Falls, which is North America's largest underground waterfall, is the main attraction, you can also enjoy ziplining with amazing views over the city. About an hour's drive north are the towns of Sevierville, Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, and any of these three offer really easy access to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which is still completely free to enter. Okay, so that's it from me. I know that was super quick, but if you've got any questions relating to Tennessee after this, feel free to get in touch. My contact details are on the screen now for you. Other than that, thanks for listening. Remember, stay safe and we'll see you soon.